The Sunspire Academy bustled with life, its grand halls filled with beings from every corner of the galaxy. Towering crystalline structures glimmered in the starlight filtering through the transparent dome overhead. The air hummed with the chatter of students, some floating, some crawling, and others walking on multiple legs. It was a place where interstellar cultures merged, knowledge flowed freely, and curiosity thrived. Among the throng of eager learners stood Xylarx, a young alien from the serene planet of Virion. His emerald-green skin shimmered under the Academy's ambient lights, and his 3 eyes darted nervously around as he took in the overwhelming sights. This was his first week at the Academy, and despite his meticulous preparation, everything still felt strange and intimidating. He adjusted the translator device embedded near his auditory organ, hoping it wouldn't malfunction during introductions. Virionians prided themselves on their composure, but Xylarx was finding it increasingly difficult to maintain his. "Hey there," came a cheerful voice from behind. Xylarx turned to see Avery, a human student with a shock of dark hair and an easygoing smile. Humans were a recent addition to the Academy's roster, and they fascinated Xylarx with their boundless energy and adaptability. "You must be Xylarx, right?" "I'm Avery," the human said, extending a hand in the traditional Earth greeting. Xylarx hesitated before mimicking the gesture, his hand briefly shimmering with a bioluminescent glow. The sensation was odd but not unpleasant. "Nice to meet you, Avery. Your species has interesting customs." Avery chuckled. "Wait till you see us dance." "So, how's your first week going?" Xylarx considered his response. "Overwhelming. There are so many species, so many differences." "Tell me about it," Avery agreed. "Back on Earth, I thought a crowded subway was intense. This place, next level." They walked together toward the lecture hall, passing a group of floating Corellians discussing quantum biology. Xylarx observed how Avery moved with ease through the diverse crowd, his confidence unwavering. It was impressive, considering how humans were relatively new to the intergalactic scene. As they entered the hall, Xylarx couldn't shake the feeling that he was standing on the precipice of something profound. His people valued order and predictability, but here, chaos seemed to be the norm. Avery scratched his arm absent-mindedly, drawing Xylarx's attention. The Virionian's eyes widened slightly. Was the human shedding part of his dermal layer? Surely not. Xylarx dismissed the thought, attributing it to his unfamiliarity with human biology. Still, a nagging curiosity lingered. The Academy was a place of learning, after all, and perhaps understanding humans better would help ease his apprehension. As they took their seats, Xylarx resolved to ask Avery more questions when the time was right. For now, he would focus on adapting, even if it meant confronting the strange and unexpected truths about the galaxy and humanity. The lecture hall buzzed with anticipation as students from countless worlds settled into their seats. Dr. Threx, a towering insectoid with gleaming chitin and multifaceted eyes, stood at the front, his mandibles clicking rhythmically as he prepared for the day's lesson on interspecies physiology. "Today," Dr. Threx began, his voice amplified by the translator system, "we shall discuss the most fascinating and diverse biological adaptations among intelligent species." Xylarx sat near the center, his notepad ready. He glanced nervously at Avery, who slouched beside him with an air of casual confidence. "Would any student like to share an interesting fact about their species' biology?" Dr. Threx prompted, his antennae twitching in anticipation. A Corellian with translucent skin floated forward. "Our bodies are composed of a semigelatinous substance that allows us to pass through narrow spaces unharmed," it said proudly. Polite murmurs of fascination rippled through the room. Encouraged by the positive response, Xylarx hesitantly raised his hand, or rather, extended one of his bioluminescent appendages. Virionians possess the ability to regenerate damaged skin layers within minutes. It is essential for survival on our planet, where environmental conditions can be harsh. Dr. Threx clicked approvingly. "Remarkable. Efficient tissue regeneration is a rare but valuable trait." Avery leaned over to whisper, "That's pretty cool." Xylarx felt a surge of pride but quickly masked it. "It is simply biology," he said modestly. Dr. Threx scanned the room. "What about the humans?" Any unique biological features? Avery grinned mischievously. Well, humans shed their skin. The room fell silent. Xylarx's 3 eyes widened in disbelief. You shed your skin? Xylarx whispered, his voice tinged with horror. Yeah, totally normal, Avery said casually. It happens all the time, tiny flakes you can't even see. We regenerate new skin constantly. Gasps and whispers erupted among the alien students. One selenite fainted dramatically, its crystalline form dimming. Dr. Threx's mandibles clattered in astonishment. Humans dissolve their outer tissue and replace it. Continuously? Avery shrugged. Pretty much. It's how we stay fresh, I guess. Xylarx's mind reeled. His species only shed skin in extreme circumstances, and it was a communal, ceremonial event. The idea of doing it constantly, without ceremony or notice, was grotesque beyond comprehension. Do you feel pain when it happens? Xylarx asked, his voice trembling. Nope, not at all, Avery assured him. It's completely harmless. The tension in the room was palpable. Aliens shifted uncomfortably, some casting wary glances at Avery as if he might suddenly disintegrate before their eyes. Dr. Threx cleared his throat, or the insectoid equivalent thereof. Fascinating. I suppose this speaks to the remarkable adaptability of humans. Xylarx wasn't so sure. To him, it seemed like humans were both resilient and disturbingly strange. The thought of their constant, unnoticed transformation unsettled him deeply. After the lecture, Xylarx lingered outside the hall, his thoughts swirling with unease. The revelation about human skin shedding clung to his mind like an unwelcome parasite. He watched the other students disperse, their varied forms moving with grace or clumsiness, but all appearing stable, unchanging. The idea of a species constantly shedding parts of themselves felt fundamentally wrong. Avery approached, his usual carefree expression tinged with curiosity. Hey, you doing okay? You looked kinda freaked out back there. Xylarx hesitated, struggling to find the right words. I suppose I am simply trying to comprehend what you said about your species shedding skin. On Virion, such an occurrence is rare and ritualized. It signifies renewal, growth. But you humans do it casually, without notice. It's unsettling. Avery chuckled softly. I guess when you put it that way, it does sound a bit weird. But it's just biology, you know? Nothing scary about it. Xylarx's bioluminescence flickered with doubt. How can you be so indifferent to a process that fundamentally alters your physical form? It doesn't feel like that to us, Avery explained. It's tiny stuff, microscopic flakes that you wouldn't even notice unless you really looked. Our bodies are just designed to keep refreshing the surface. No big deal. Xylarx tilted his head, processing this information. And this constant renewal, does it have a purpose? Yeah, Avery nodded. It helps protect us, keeps our skin healthy, and heals wounds faster. Plus, it's part of why we adapt so well to different environments. Our bodies are always working to adjust and survive. There was a pause as Xylarx absorbed this perspective. That is remarkable, he admitted reluctantly. Humans truly are adaptable in ways I did not anticipate. Thanks, man, Avery grinned. We like to think so too. Xylarx's curiosity began to override his initial discomfort. Do all humans shed at the same rate? Not exactly, Avery said thoughtfully. It depends on stuff like age, environment, and even the seasons. But yeah, it's a universal thing. I suppose adaptability is one of your species' greatest strengths, Xylarx mused. Virionians prioritize stability and predictability. Perhaps that is why the concept seemed so alien to me. Hey, differences are what make this place interesting, Avery said. Imagine how boring it would be if we were all the same. Xylarx's luminescence steadied as a sense of understanding dawned. You are correct. Diversity is a strength, not a weakness. Avery clapped him on the shoulder. Now you're getting it. As they walked together toward the dining hall, Xylarx felt a newfound appreciation for his human friend. Perhaps what initially seemed grotesque was merely another facet of the endless wonder that was interstellar life. The following day, Xylarx approached the cafeteria with renewed confidence. The previous afternoon's conversation with Avery had shifted his perspective, though remnants of unease still lingered. He scanned the room, observing students from countless species sharing meals and laughter. Spotting Avery waving from a table, Xylarx made his way over, his bioluminescence steady and calm. A few other human students were seated alongside Avery, chatting animatedly over trays of food that smelled bewilderingly strong to Xylarx's senses. "Xylarx, glad you made it," Avery greeted with a wide smile. The other humans nodded in welcome, and Xylarx returned the gesture politely. He settled into an empty seat, his gaze flickering between the different dishes on their trays. "So," Avery said, grinning mischievously, "any lingering nightmares about our terrifying skin-shedding habits?" The humans chuckled, and Xylarx managed a small smile. "I must admit, the concept remains peculiar. However, I have come to appreciate the adaptability it signifies." "That's progress," one of the other humans joked. "Baby steps." Xylarx decided to share something of his own. On Virion, shedding skin is a communal event, celebrated as a symbol of growth and renewal. It is accompanied by songs and rituals meant to honor the cycle of life. Avery's eyes widened. "Wait, you guys celebrate it? That's wild. So it's like a party?" "In a manner of speaking, yes," Xylarx confirmed. "The entire community participates, supporting one another through the process." The humans exchanged fascinated glances. "That actually sounds kind of beautiful," one of them said. Avery nodded thoughtfully. "Yeah, I mean, we just let ours flake off without thinking about it. Maybe we're the weird ones for not making a big deal out of it." Xylarx's luminescence brightened subtly. "Perhaps both approaches have their merits. Your casual shedding signifies resilience and constant adaptation, while ours emphasizes unity and reflection." "I like that," Avery said. "Different, but equally cool." The conversation shifted to lighter topics: Earth's strange customs, Virion's serene landscapes, and tales of interstellar adventures. Xylarx found himself laughing more freely, the initial awkwardness between species fading into genuine camaraderie. As the meal wound down, Avery leaned back with a satisfied sigh. "You know, this is what Sunspire Academy is all about, learning from each other, breaking down all those weird misunderstandings." Xylarx nodded thoughtfully. "Indeed. Fear often stems from ignorance. Understanding dissolves that fear and fosters connection." "Couldn't have said it better myself," Avery grinned. As they left the cafeteria together, Xylarx felt a profound sense of growth. He had come to the academy seeking knowledge, but he was discovering something even more valuable: the strength found in embracing diversity and forming bonds across differences. Perhaps humans weren't so strange after all. Perhaps they were exactly what the galaxy needed: resilient, adaptable, and always surprising.